The first step in going from good to great is admitting your fears, admitting that you can get a little bit better. Once you accept that, then you have to understand that fear is going to be your best friend, because fear is the price of progress.
Chad Peterman here, and you are listening to Can't Stop the Growth, a platform for leaders and teams to grow and thrive. We highlight the importance of personal development, pursuing greatness, and always chasing your potential. Let's get into it.
Fear, as we think about it, has a extremely negative connotation, right? There's many fears that we have in life, and sometimes fear can work against us. Oftentimes it does, because that's how we view it. However, getting fear to work for us is the fastest way to wherever it is that you want to go. So, what is the first step in kind of conquering that fear? Well, as with most things, the first thing is understanding the foundation of fear. Like, where is fear in your life rooted? Oftentimes, it's rooted in a feeling rather than facts, right? Think about the last time that you were afraid of a goal, or afraid of doing something new, or afraid of taking on a new challenge. A lot of that was probably just feeling. You're all over the place, you can't stop shaking your leg, whatever it may be, or however that comes out. A lot of times that's a feeling. And we have to understand that our fear needs to be based in fact. We need to understand what it is that we actually fear and how we can use those facts to move forward. So a couple of examples for you. We have tours every month. You probably see me walking around with a big gaggle of people. That's my unofficial title, is the company tour guide. But people like to come and see what we're doing and different stuff like that. And we had a tour this past Wednesday, and somebody asked the question of me, said like, well, what's the goal? What do you want to do? What's that look like? And before he could even finish, I said, well, I think we could be $1 billion company. Now, in this industry, I don't know that that's ever been done by one company. And it's a big number. There's probably some fear and anxiety associated with that. But if we want to take the feelings out of it, at the end of the day, it's just a number. It's just a number. So what do we need to do to understand where we are? Well, if we work backwards from $1 billion, and we say that HVAC install in our company is about 70% of total revenue. So that's $700 million we need to do an install in a year. Well, if we divide that by about 250 working days, 21 usually days in a month, $14,000 average ticket, it's 198 installs we need to do a day. We're doing 30 today. So now we know where we stand. Oftentimes, you can take all of your goals and work them backwards and know exactly where you are and what you need to do to get to wherever it is. You see, throughout my time here, that's a lot of what we've done. We've just taken big things and just worked them backwards to figure it out. When we talk about tours, and I've told this story many a times, and I was actually telling this story in one of the tours. Back in 2018, Tyler and I went down, and my dad went down to Charlotte, North Carolina to visit a company down there that was much larger than us at the time, and they still are one of the best run companies in all of our industry. And we went down there, and we were talking through things, and one of the things that he mentioned was that they were doing, and I'm tossing out a lot of numbers here because I think that these hit home here as far as working backwards, but he said that they were doing around $250,000 a day in install. At the time, we were doing like 10 a day. And so I'll never forget, there was a lot of fear wrapped around that. Like, how in God's name do we do that? I was literally on my phone working that backwards. Like, okay, if you did that, like you got to do this. And I turned to Tyler and I said, I think we can figure this out. We need about 15 more install crews. I'm not sure how we're going to find those people, but we'll figure it out along the way. And I texted him on Tuesday as I was reviewing some things, and I said, hey, I think we figured out that problem we ran into in the back of the taxi cab because we just did double that yesterday. If we would have let feeling drive the way that we led in the company, guess what we would have never done? What we did a couple days ago. Because, see, feelings would have told you that that's not possible. Well, but I'm not sure if we can do that. I'm not sure if we can figure that out. But we just worked it backwards. Most things in life are a simple math problem. And I'm not great at math, but I know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and that's really all you need. But we have to understand that foundation of fear, work backwards, and turn your feelings into facts. After we find where the foundation is, then we have to be brave enough to admit them, to say, hey, this is a big goal. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to have to figure it out. Think about the power in saying, I don't know how to do this. Well, what that ultimately allows you to do is that is a fact. I don't know how to do something. Then next is action. We'll figure out how to do it. I'm a huge believer in that there isn't anything that's impossible because someone else out there in this world is doing it currently. And what I know is that a lot of the things that we do in life, you didn't have to get a degree from anywhere to figure out how to do it. They don't teach plumbing in high school. But guess what? We've got a lot of really good plumbers around here, so they somehow figured it out. So it's not impossible. Same goes with anything around here. Just because you don't know something or don't feel like you're qualified doesn't mean you can't figure it out. There's no manual for a lot of the things that we do in life. We make it up as we go. We make mistakes. We face the fear of potentially being wrong. Being wrong's okay. I'm wrong a lot, like every day. We have to be okay with admitting that you don't know something. Be okay with admitting that, hey, I could probably be better. The number one hurdle that we all face is making an excuse rather than admitting our fear or admitting where we may have come up short. It's okay to come up short. In all actuality, no one here in our industry has ever ran the perfect service call. No one. Because it could always be a little bit better. You could always push for that next level. It doesn't mean what you did was wrong. It doesn't mean you came up short. It's just admitting that you can always be getting better. The next piece is understanding that we all have just one shot at life. You got one shot. So when you think about it like that, now, yeah, none of us want to think about that, but at the end of the day, why do we want to tiptoe around life? Why do we want to tiptoe around our career? Well, I'll get better tomorrow. Well, maybe next month. Well, that wasn't my fault. It was something else. You got one opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do. We've all got different goals in life, different aspirations. I challenge you to make them bigger. But whatever they are, you've got one life to go achieve those. So start now. You don't need to wait. Figure it out. Go ask somebody. Whatever it may be, stop tiptoeing and start running. Start running towards whatever it is that you want to do in life. If you want to be the best comfort advisor that ever walked the earth, then go. Figure it out. There's plenty of resources. In today's day and age, you could probably find anything and everything you want to be at your best. But the first step in going from good to great is admitting your fears. Admitting that you can get a little bit better. Once you accept that, then you have to understand that fear is going to be your best friend. Because fear is the price of progress. Every day you want to get a little bit better, there's going to be fear involved. One, you're going to have to accept that what you did yesterday could be bettered. And two, you're going to have to accept that you may not know what to do to take it to that next step. And that's perfectly fine. Face that. So many people are afraid of being wrong, making a mistake. Why? At least you tried something. At least you tried to move forward, get a little bit better. We talk about change around here. We change a lot. Most people probably get frustrated with it. But it's simply, if we weren't changing, we wouldn't be where we are. If there is no fear in what you do on a daily basis, more than likely you're not growing. It's just a fact. And we all face that, right? I look at that every morning. Every morning, I've got a stack of thank you cards sitting on my desk. Are there things that are more fun to do? Yeah, I'd rather dive into my computer and work on something there or do something like that on some mornings. But facing that and saying, no, this is the most important thing. I have to do this. I have to do this. And then when I do it, I'm moving forward. What are those things in your life that you look at on a daily basis and don't do but know you should because they're uncomfortable? That's where it starts to get real. You look at it, you know exactly what to do, but option B is so much more comfortable. A will move you closer to where you want to be. It'll put you in a better spot. But B is just, it's comfort. You fight that on a daily, everyone does. You fight it on a daily basis. Should I do this or should I do this? Should I make that extra phone call or pack it up for the day? Should I spend the extra 15 minutes getting to know this customer who I really don't have a whole lot in common with and it's kind of annoying? Or should I just pack it up because I got another call to run? Think about those things. They're very small, very, very small things. But those small things are what pull you closer to your dreams. Your dreams, if they are not made up of just bone-chilling fear, then they're probably not big enough. You know, I said earlier, $1 billion company. I have no dreaming idea of how to do that. Not a clue. Like literally, I've never done that before. They didn't teach me that in high school. Taught me calculus. But I'm going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out together. You know why? Because it sounds fun. And we only got one shot, right? We might as well. Someone's got to do it. Literally, someone has to do that. Think about that in your life. When you think of a goal that you have that is so outlandish that, like, I don't know if anybody's ever done that, or very few people have. Well, someone has to do it. So why not you? Why can't it be you? I mean, I walk around every day like, oh yeah, we're going to do this. We'll figure it out. We're learning every day. May take us a minute. That's okay. We got time. But we're not going to be fearful of it. We're not going to be scared. We're going to go after it. Why? Again, because it sounds fun. Where is fear in your life? How can you get more of it? I know that sounds extremely weird. How can I get more fear in my life? Well, the key is developing a burning desire within inside you. You see, it's very hard to put fear in your life around your goals if you don't have a burning desire to do it. You see, I said that goal would be fun. Guess what me thinking that would be fun is going to do? It's not going to pull us there. We have to have a burning desire to do that. For almost 12 years now, I have had a burning desire for this place. I absolutely love this. It is so much fun. There are so many great people here. I love coming to work. People ask me that all the time. Like, do you go into work every day? Hell yeah, I do. Why wouldn't I? It's where I have the most fun. Yeah, we have stressful times and things get weird and we're figuring out problems and figuring out how to count widgets. And this is my life. Like, I love this stuff. It's so much fun to try to put all these pieces together and find all these great people and provide a place where people are moving up and taking different positions and doing things hopefully that maybe they never thought that they would do. That's so exciting to me. You know, we graduated a plumbing class one day last week. That almost brought me to tears. Like literally, I was like over in the corner almost like crying because we were watching people who, between Drew and Danny and Kat and everybody else that makes Top Tech run, like these people were like, oh my God, this place gave me a start. And I was like, holy shit. I would have never in a million years thought that when I started 12 years ago, we would be in the business of changing lives. But it takes everybody. It takes all of us to look fear in the face and have that desire to make this a great place, to make sure that all our customers are taken care of. That is the impact that we are making together. That's really damn special. Go ask some of those plumbing students that just graduated. When you want to develop that burning desire, start thinking about that stuff. Start thinking about the impact that you're going to have on people's lives. That'll get down to that desire. And sometimes it's a little bit harder to connect, but at the end of the day, everything you do should be in service of others, should be to help others. I get so excited around here when people do fantastic things. That's the stuff that fuels that desire. That allows me to face fear every day and to spew out stupid goals that we hit because I love it. It's great. We're going to go do something. And the key to that, because if you think about it, that desire, there's a lot of things I can't control in that, right? I mean, there's 700 people running around here. I can't control everything that's going on. So what do? How do I continue to have that desire without needing to control everything? Is I focus on the stuff that I can control. And guess what? I don't control a lot of things around here, like at all. But what can I control? Well, I can control my attitude. That's for damn sure. And come in here, smile on my face, ready to take on the world. What are we going to do today? There's not a problem we can't solve. 12 years, I'll probably count on one hand how many times I've ever been in a bad mood. What can you control? There are things that are out of your control. Oftentimes when frustration arises, it's because you're trying to control what you cannot control. When you focus on the things that you control, you take ownership of your results. When you constantly blame others for you coming up short or something not going your way, you'll never own your life. Your life is at the mercy of everything around you. Let me tell you, there's a lot of knuckleheads running around out there. So please, for the love of God, take ownership over your results. If not, you're allowing the knucklehead at the drive-thru, the knucklehead at the cash register, all of these people to control your life. Take control of what you can control. The next is learn from yesterday, prepare for tomorrow, but focus on today. A great example is it's Friday today. We're probably focused on tomorrow, which is fine. Weekend, I get it. But what if we focused on today? You've got 8 hours or so coming up. What if you focused on those 8 hours? What if as we were leaving here, you made a list of 3 things that, by God, I'm going to get better at today? Or 3 things that didn't go my way yesterday, but they're going to go my way today. And you just focused on those. There's a lot of fear in writing those things down, right? I mean, just think about it. As you write, you're admitting that you didn't do something well yesterday. It didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. That's okay. It's between you and the paper. No one else is looking. Write it down and focus on it. You don't have to tell anybody. Literally. Like, this is all just a big giant secret. You getting better. You getting closer to where it is that you want to go. Just working on those things that didn't go well yesterday by focusing on today. Focus on it. What can you do to get better today? Next is get some wins. I always start out with a to-do list, with the first task being write the to-do list, right? Because then you can cross one off. Got a quick win. Eat breakfast. All right, cool. Done. You can put some easy ones down. I would really recommend starting off every to-do list with write to-do list. And then you got one win. You're already moving down the line. But get some of those. Get some momentum. So as you think about those 3 things that you're going to write down today, make the first one really freaking simple. Like, say hi to my manager, or text someone that they're doing a great job, or something easy. Don't make it super difficult. But even that little thing, if you wrote down, text someone on my team and tell them what a great job they're doing and that you're grateful to have them in your life. That one simple thing could change that person's day for the entire day. Probably make their weekend. It takes literally probably 30 seconds. Some of you that are faster texters, that may be like 15. Get some wins under your belt. The next is you have to be willing to starve out people, emotions, situations, all of that is going to detract from where you want to be. Get it out of your life. Move it out. I've talked about it before. I've had to fire friends. Thought about firing some family members. I've fired a number of friends, and it's not that I don't like them. It's just I can't have you doing that. You're too damn negative. You're focused on all the wrong things, and you're kind of bringing me down. You know, one of the other things that I do on a daily basis is I've got some good buddies that are in the industry, and we have a group chat, and we're always talking. And watching what they're able to do, what they're able to achieve, like that feeds me, because I don't want to be the guy in the group that didn't come through. So find those people in your life that are doing the things that you want to do. Because one, you can learn from them. And two, they're going to provide motivation. No one wants to lose. So don't surround yourself with people that you're already excelling past. Go find those people that are like at your caliber or better. Face that fear that you may not be the best. There may be someone better out there. All those people in that group chat, like, they push me every month. Find those people in your life, find those situations in your life that are beneficial to where it is that you want to go. And then eliminate the ones that aren't. The last piece of it is the time to face your fears, the time to move towards your potential is right now. It's not tomorrow. It's not the next day. It's now. It is right now. There's no need to wait. There's no need to wait until you get into a certain position. There's no need to wait until I know more. Stop waiting. Think about how many people in your life are waiting for something to happen. Like literally just sitting and waiting for something to happen. You do realize that you can go make anything happen in your life, but you got to start now. You can make anything happen. If you write it down, work it backwards, it's a math problem, figure out what you need to do today. There's 365 days in a year. Think about if you just did one little thing for 365 straight days. How much better would you be? Think about if you did it for a month. How much better would you be? And as I've always said, you know exactly what to do. To get started, at least. You know the probably 5 to 10 things that, depending on where you want to go, you know what those 5 to 10 things are going to be. Now, there's going to be things along the way that you're going to have to figure out, but what I can tell you is if you do the 5 to 10 things that you know how to do, and you do them consistently, you'll figure out the rest of the stuff as you go. Because whatever you are working on, whatever you are focused on, wherever that burning desire is, things will find you. A lot of the stuff that's happened around here that's pulled us forward was stuff that appeared that it fell into our lap. It didn't fall into our lap. Because if we wouldn't have been working on the things day in and day out that we know how to do, we would have never been ready for it. I mean, think about all the great people that we have here. If we wouldn't have been doing the things day in and day out, when we met that person, we wouldn't have been ready for them. We would have had to pass. You know what to do. You know how to get started. It's about starting today. Face the fear. Everybody has it. That should make you feel better. Everybody has fears. The ones that will chase their potential are the ones that will face them. That will say, I don't know how to do something, but by God, I'm going to figure it out. And guess what? Most of your fears, I hope, are not going to put you in harm's way. Most of your fears are probably just about being uncomfortable, about doing something that you don't necessarily want to do. But if you really sat down and thought about it, you probably should do it. Take inventory of those times and fight like hell against them. The more you fight, the easier it'll be, and you'll get to where you want to go.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to get connected, you can find me at chadmpeterman.com. To see what our team's up to, you can visit petermanbros.com. As always, keep growing out there.